what's in the box. Let's take a look at what you can do with this week's shares. So this week we have some awesome kale. We have two different types of kale. This is the lacinato kale. It's a little more sturdy and hardy. It's a very thick green, so I love to steam or saute these. I still just do it toward the end of whatever it is I'm cooking because that way you still get to keep more of the nutrients in there. I will talk about in just a second how to relieve the earthiness of kale if you're not a kale fan. And then of course we've got carrots. These are the local carrots, local rainbow carrots. So I know a lot of people are like, they taste different because they're not super sweet. That's the original carrot. These are heirloom. That's the difference. So they have way more of the things that you need nutrient-wise in there. I usually take the orange ones and I will still use those to stick and eat raw, and especially the yellow ones. Those are the ones I usually cook with for sure. And your lettuce, this is a gorgeous butter lettuce that's local. And yes, it's safe. I know a lot of you are worried about that parasite out there. That lettuce is coming from those valley farms and from very specific ones that are not, they're still not clearing the parasite yet. So this is from a local farm, which is safe. And that's the importance of supporting local. It's a flat farm. They get their water from a deep aquifer, not the valley runoff, which has caused the problem with the other farms in California. We also have these amazing local red potatoes. These are Lesotho potatoes. That's why they're a little bit bigger for a red potato. They still have that awesome sweet flavor though that comes through when you bake them or cook them. I love to steam them even because if they're cooked thin enough, they steam really well. But these are really good and way more nutrient dense than your russets. And we have bell peppers, which of course I love to it's summer, so I'll just do sticks and eat them. But you can obviously cut them, cook them, stuff them. Just a reminder though that you can also seed save. You can take those seeds, dry them on a paper towel. Once they're dry, they're ready to plant. And they're really easy to grow here. Zucchini. Zucchini take on the flavor of whatever it is that you are cooking, so we like those. They're very versatile and of course have great digestive properties, so these are pretty easy to work with. We also have the Japanese white sweet potatoes. These taste so good. If you have not had one, you don't know what you're missing. So unlike the yellow-orange garnet type sweet potatoes, this one has way more nutrients in it, a way better flavor. Instead of the sweet flavor that you're thinking of, you can definitely make this savory or sweet, but you'll feel the flavor's completely different. And this one is gonna have less of the things that spike blood sugar, so it's actually really good for you, better at least. And then of course we have local organic okra. So many people are like, yay, okra, and other people are like, oh my god, no, okra. So if you do not like the sliminess of okra, if you cook it longer, it actually gets rid of that sliminess. But did you know that okra is a good binder to bind the toxins in your body and pull them out? So that's kind of the slimy, gelatinous stuff. That's its job. That's what it does. A lot of people have been talking about okra water. That's great to put a little bit of okra right in there, and that sliminess, if you will, gets in there. It's a good binder. If you have problems with kidney stones, that's not a good option for you. Cook it, but it is a good way to use your okra. And I'm going to give you a recipe here in a second if you're not an okra fan that might help you. Also pickling cucumbers. They're a little bit smaller, a little bit skinnier, but also way crunchier. So they're more delicate, so they do have a shorter shelf life, but easy to make pickles with, or at the very least when you cut them up in your salad, you're going to notice the crunch, which is really, really nice. Now, we've got avocado, of course. Everyone's favorite, right? Such a good fat. In fact, if you will pair a fat with your beets or even kale something earthy. It'll take the earthiness out of your vegetables if you don't like earthy. So this is a good fat for that as an option. But also, if you're not a big fan of beets, you can also add an acid. And I love working with these. These are the Corbassi sweet peppers. They look red and hot. They're not. They're mild and sweet with an amazing flavor. Oh, the flavor profile is great. So you can eat these raw on a salad. But also, if you will mix this with just a small amount of ginger, you have fresh ginger to work with. So I would add probably maybe a little more than this, and just about that much of your fresh ginger chopped up really well, mixed into about maybe a third of a cup of coconut aminos, and then maybe even put just a little bit of your orange in there, fresh orange. If you stir this up, this is an amazing glaze, and it's got the acidity from the orange, the pepper, and that will pull your things you may not like so much out of the earthiness and into an amazing flavor. It cuts the earthiness. A great way to roast them, to use this glaze over your beets as you roast it, maybe even kale. Of course, this is a great recipe for your stir fries. Really, really good. Also, we have microgreens. These are your vitamins in a box. Just remember, you're gonna keep these raw, so add them on top of anything you eat, or this could be your salad itself, or mix it in with your salad, but keep these raw. Just a little bit every day is really gonna help you quite a bit. Tomatoes are tricky. So this year has been not a very good year for tomatoes. We do have a good Roma, so don't waste it. You want to chop them up, use it right away. Once you start chopping, it's got a timeline on it for how fast it will break down. But if you keep it in the fridge in a container with a lid, it'll last just a little bit longer. And that's what you want, is to extend the life. Then in the fruit share, we have strawberries, which of course you know what to do with your strawberries. But just a reminder, we recycle and reuse containers like this. So berry containers of all different types we reuse. Also egg crate, cartons, and other type bags we do reuse, so please recycle those at the co-op if you ever can. We love that. And then we've got Gala apples. Apples are still having problems right now. They're just not in the right season, and the season's been really rough because of the drought. So we've had less apples, and you're noticing they're harder to find around. So that's why we only have a little. It's just a pop right now. They should come back around in September though, in more strength once the new harvest comes, and it should be a little bit better. So thankfully that is coming. The lemons this week are enormous. If you're not going to use your whole lemon all at once, you know, you can cut it. Just make sure it stays in a container. You can juice the whole thing all at once, and that will stay in your fridge for weeks and weeks, because it is its own preservative, right? And then of course you can always zest this, dry it, freeze it, use it how you want. Just don't waste any part of that. And we have mangoes. These mangoes are enormous and so yummy. So of course, I really don't have to tell you what to do with mango, but you can make an amazing salad dressing with this mango and that avocado and some olive oil. Really good. And of course we have grapes. So we have those green grapes, which is a great summer treat. Eat them anyway. I love them frozen. There's lots of ways you can do them. And these local pears have popped right in again to your shares this week. So these actually are great cooking pears. So these are amazing to chop up and cook with things. And it doesn't just have to be something sweet. You can do a great pear sauce on top of something and bring up something with maybe these peppers. And it's a great combination. So don't be afraid to experiment with what you've got this week. There's a lot to work with. And members, we have emailed you recipes of what you can make with this week's share. And of course, if you enjoy things like this and these little tips, just share them with a friend. Thanks.